On the island of Manan, New Brunswick, Canada, there is nothing like a beautiful day. And this is nothing like a beautiful day. Manan is as close to Maine as it is to the rest of Canada. In fact, until the end of the War of 1812, we didn't even know which country it belonged to. But this Canadian island is beautiful even in fog. And I should know, because it's been nothing but fog since I got here 3 days ago. But it could be worse. Hurricane Lee is headed right this way. I've got 2 more days to squeeze every drop of birding, fun, and adventure out of this island before we evacuate on Friday. I always wanted to be that reporter they send out into the storm to tell you just how bad the hurricane is. Different day, same fog. But where we're going, fog is definitely part of the scenery. Whitehead Island looks wild on a sunny day, but you should see it on a foggy day. Well, you will see it. The ferry to Whitehead Island is free, and it's a fun little half-hour trip. There are a lot of birds in this channel. Even in the fog, they're often close enough to the boat. Many more birds are on the ledges, breakwaters, and piers. And if you think this trip is foggy, you should have seen my last one. Welcome to Whitehead Island. If Manan is where you go to get away from it all, Whitehead Island is where you go to get away from Manan. It's a 1-mile walk on loose cobblestones from a little parking area to the lighthouse, and it's worth every step. Even in the fog, this place is glorious. It's a very small fishing village, maybe 100 some odd people live on this island. Other than that, it's remote and not heavily visited. The American redstarts probably popped down in migration last night, but the common yellowthroats, they've been right in the spot all summer. Walk this road slowly. The ditch side is loaded with songbirds, and any bird that appreciates mud, like solitary sandpipers. Shorebirds are on the beach side. High tide, everybody napping. I wonder why they put a lighthouse here. Whew. You can almost see the sun. I might get a chance to work on my tan. This is what the French call a barochois. It's fresh water trapped behind the sand dunes. So the sand dunes keep the ocean from coming this way, and they prevent the fresh water from coming this way, and it all gets trapped right there. And you find that through down East Maine and well into maritime Canada. The jeep path goes on for miles, with northern bog habitat on the left and a rollicking ocean on the right. But the farther you walk back. Do not miss the last ferry. There is no place to sleep on this island. Anchorage Provincial Park is right around the corner from the ferry in Ingleshead. The whole park can be surprisingly good birding in bad weather. More fog. This is either a Bob Goes Wild misadventure or a Stephen King screenplay. If you're looking for birds the way I do, or just scenery, Anchorage Provincial Park is wicked easy. Just think of it in 4 parts. Over here is the campground. Really easy, comfortable camping with feral bunnies. Lots of feral bunnies. They breed like rabbits in here. Then there are the 2 ponds, Long Pond and Great Pond. Between the 2 ponds, a short but really good nature trail, Bagley Trail. And the beach. And the best thing is, all of these places are really good in the fog. Mostly. There are at least 3 shorebird species right at my feet. Semi-palmated sandpiper, semi-palmated plover, and sanderling. There's got to be over 100 sanderlings on the beach today. Quite a few semi-palmated plovers and a lot of semi-palmated sandpipers, but I don't see many least sandpipers. Most of those are probably in South America by now. You know, if you don't move fast and you don't walk directly at them, these birds will ignore you and you can be pretty darn close without bothering them. Long Pond. This one is usually where the gulls and the terns will come over to bathe in the fresher water. Think I'll see any ducks in here? I haven't the foggiest. Actually, what's really impressive is all the sparrows along this road. Savannah sparrows in the grasses, song sparrows in the bushes, swamp sparrows in the reeds. This is Great Pond. You should see all the waterfowl in here. I should see all the waterfowl in here. It's too foggy. What are you doing in here? Domestic goose. Or at least it used to be. Bagley's trail between the 2 ponds makes me laugh every time. It's so short, only about 3/10 of a mile, but the habitat changes every few hundred feet. First, it's damp, close, and full of feathery tamarack. Walk a minute, and it's standing balsam fir, much of it dead. Another minute more, and it's living taller balsam. As you hit the return loop, there's a view out into the marsh. One way you know it's late afternoon in mid-September, usually there's a lot of birds in here, but half of them have migrated out and the other are just dead silent. I don't know what it is, but I'm not eating it. All right, let's take the beach back. There's just an exceptional number of shorebirds today. Down the beach, more sanderlings. Boy, did they have a good summer. So what's your guess? I'm guessing a hatching of beach fleas. If there is such a thing. Semi-palmated plovers all over the place. Semi-palmated sandpipers, almost as many. Oh, and in the fog out there, 2 American black ducks. Or, well, we're in Canada, Canadian black ducks. This is not fair. After a week of fog, this is my view this morning. This is the first sunny day since we got here, and we have to leave. Hurricane Lee arrives tomorrow, so we depart today. That's the weird thing about hurricanes. Whenever there's a humongous low pressure system somewhere, there's a beautiful high pressure system somewhere else. And it's here, today. Big migration night last night. Birds will fly in many conditions, but fog isn't one of them. The wind shift that swept out the fog swept the birds in. Got an hour to kill before the ferry comes into the harbor in North Head. Boy, you'd never know a hurricane was coming. It can be very different one day to the next on Grand Manan. What a difference a day makes. Too bad I have to flee a hurricane. All right, that's my ferry. Come on. This may be the best part. Great weather for scenery and marine life. This is the Grand Manan adventure. I usually go to the top deck of this ferry for the best views. Look at that. The lighthouse was shrouded in plastic while they worked on it, and they took it all down this morning before the hurricane could shred it. Okay, one thing about hurricanes, they don't usually come this far north. And when they do, the really cold water of the Gulf of Maine usually sucks some of the energy out of them. It may not be more than a tropical storm at the time it makes landfall tomorrow. Much better weather for seeing the island today. Better for seeing wildlife, too. That lighthouse is the entrance to Black's Harbor. Well, this is where we get off. The question is, did we really have to leave a day early, or is Hurricane Lee just a lot of hot air?